Wow, guys, I don't even know what to say. It has been 2 whole months since I last did a full episode of Technoid, and that is just unacceptable. I am sincerely sorry, guys, for not uploading, and I want to make it up to you by trying to get out as much content as possible. And now that the summer is here, we're gonna have the time to do that. We got an audio-packed episode today, so don't go anywhere, don't touch that dial, because the Technoid Show is back, and it starts right now. Alrighty, the first story, the main story of the day, let's talk about the Beats Solo 4. Now listen, guys, this is all related to Apple headphones, so this entire episode could have just been one whole main story. It could have been anything, but in the context of this episode, I had to pick one thing, and I will say that one thing is the Beats Solo 4. Now, the Beats Solo 4 have been in the works for a while. I have talked about the codes, I have talked about everything that we have seen, our first look. Well, now we have some exclusive behind the scenes details of what this headphone is going to bring in terms of pricing, in terms of everything your imagination could come up with. Starting with the obvious, the design. Now, the design is going to be the same. There is no major change. It is going to take the same design as the Beats Solo 3s. However, they are going to get a slight modification like the Studio Pros. However, it is reported that there will be no active noise canceling on the Solo 4s, so it doesn't seem like these are going to be like the Beats Solo Pros, which are, if you even remember those, we'll get to that later on. Moving past that, it is said though it will get a huge bump in battery life as it will go above the 40 hours that it was originally targeted at. It will have better sound quality in terms of the new driver, which will focus on a nice variety of sound, and also it will be coming with USB Type-C. Now, again, there is another report that suggests that the charging case or the case itself, well, first of all, there is no charging case, just gonna correct that. The actual carrying case is not going to be any different. It is going to be the same. It's just going to be like the standard Beats Studio Pros. So don't expect a hard shell or something somewhat different. Yay! But the good news is it will be at the $199 price tag, and it will be having an in-custom house chipset that will replace the W1 chip, which will help in favor in its integration between Android and iOS. Now, taking a look at all these rumors and taking a look at everything that we now know about the Solo 4s, I'm a little bit on the reserve side, because on the one hand, while I do appreciate the Solos and I do have a soft spot for them as they were my first ever Beats headphones on the ears, they were really the first Beats that you kind of think of when you think Beats. I did have the Beats X and then the Solo 3s and the Studio 3s, but really the Solo was the first one before the Studio. And while I would love to rock this thing and bring it with me, I just love the Studio Pros. They sound so good. They have the active noise canceling. They're a very good pair of headphones to use in the gym. I just don't know where the Solo 4s would fit in my day-to-day life outside of the USB-C with lossless hardwire and maybe a few things. I don't know. I will definitely review it when it comes out. I will definitely take a look at it, but it's not really something that makes me go, yeah, I gotta get that. But I'm just glad that we're gonna get a refresh model, and it's about time anyway. I really don't like Beats' approach to updating their headphones. I really don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to wait 6, almost 8 years. Not necessarily 8 really, but it feels like that. So I'm really hoping that we get some new stuff. But that's it for the Beats Solo 4. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Now let's turn it over to Apple on their side of the AirPods world, and let's talk about the cheaper AirPod model. Second story up is the AirPods, the cheaper light version. Now, we do know that Apple is actively working on a newer AirPods model. There is reports of a refresh of the 3rd generation AirPods with active noise canceling for an open ear design. Those are the reports going around right now. However, though, we do have some new information about a cheaper AirPods model that is going to replace the current cheap AirPods that already exist, which is the original design models. It seems essentially Apple's going to release 2 versions of the cheap AirPods. One will be $169, which will feature active noise canceling, the new H2 chip, and then this new cheaper model is going to be targeting users to get them into an entry-level AirPod model without the MagSafe charging case, without any of the hip features, and it will try to get them in at a price point of $99. Now, let me just clarify something to you. If Apple was to do this, if Apple, let's just say Apple makes a $99 AirPod model, that is going to be the end of the whole competition. And let me explain to you why. Apple's AirPods are the #1 best-selling true wireless earbuds in the market. It is a common fact. You could look this up, you could fact track it. For as many reviews as I do, nothing is topping the AirPods because of two simple reasons. Number one, the integration with its hardware technology, and number two, the iconic statement that those AirPods have. When you buy AirPods and you use them, everybody that walks around and sees those earbuds in your ears, they know that that is an Apple product and that those are AirPods. Now, to its credit, the AirPods have focused a lot on the hardware and technology over the sound quality, but they have made some improvements over the air. But the whole idea for Apple releasing these cheaper models is to get people into the AirPods realm and to get them in at a price point that not only is the perfect price tag, but it also doesn't have to give them the biggest beef and buff when it comes to all of those features, but it will still do the job and give you all of the premium features with the H series chip. And if that is what Apple is aiming to do, then you can bet your hairy bottom dollar behind that that is exactly what Apple is going to do. And just for the record, if you have a hairy behind, I mean, you better get that checked out. But anyway, that's it for the cheap AirPods model. I don't know what I just said. Let's move on to the AirPod Max. All right, the last story, the final story, the AirPods Max. Now again, we've been hearing about this thing. We have been told numerous times that this is not coming until this year. It is gonna finally get a refresh. But again, as we already know, it is really just going to be a USB-C. There's gonna have a U1 chip. And really, that's about it. We don't have any reports of a new price decrease. We have no reports of anything in that caliber. However, though, it is reported that the AirPods Max 2nd generation are targeted for Q4 of 2024, preferably for the holiday season. It seems that Apple wants to launch this around October and have it available for the holidays. And if anything, we know anything about the AirPods Max, those are some expensive bad boys, but they make a good stocking stuffer. Just make sure you have $550 in credit card bills lined up after you do that stocking stuffer. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. Guys, it is great to be back behind the camera. It is great to be making videos again. It is great to be with all of you again. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next episode. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day. Good to be back, and peace!